Okay, hello, how are you doing? Today I'm gonna talk about GUI presentation. Let's get started with employee.java, and here, as you can see, I imported serializable. This is to keep the boundary under the ceiling of the code so it can uh, balance it. So for the following steps, I have there's a actually employee class. It has some private members named employee name, ID, work hour, employee surname. As we learned in C, we have to use getter and setter methods. Here we get employee name and we return it, and again after getting we have to set the value for that. We come and we say set employee name. Here we say a string employee name. It means the user should enter in a string format, and we use pointer. This dot employee name is equal to employee name. This one is referring to this one. So if we say employee name, it comes and read from this. We do the same platform for ID. We get it, we return the ID, we set the ID. It should be a string. User type the ID code, then we use this pointer ID. Then we have actually ID here. We do the same job for the work hour. So we get it, we return it, and we set it, and we use this dot pointer. But again, same method for employee surname. At the end we come and for the public employee class, for the employee class, we come and we list what private members it has. So we put it here. This is the pointer. This dot employee name referring to this, referring to the member, is equal to this. So from now on, when we say employee name, is go and is calling from this. So this is for that. Okay, let's go for employee system.java. For employee system.java, we import some important files from the library, and here we try to make the list. The purpose of doing this is because customer, for example, maybe we have more than one customer, we have more than one payment, one employee, more than one office, and these stuff. So we need to make the list to keep the track of more data. You come here, we actually use some test. Actually we use some random information to make sure it's working properly or not. And here we have to follow the steps for the add, for edit, and for delete, and for list. As I said, we have to actually size up the situation under the balance controlling, and we have to use some conditional statements to guarantee the code. So as you can see here, but we have to follow the step in the other parts as well. And so in the JFrame, as you can see, if we bring it out, so we have customer ID, address, name. It puts the ID, the address, the name, then it's going to be saved. And this is the JFrame for the list. Item 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to, for example, totally 5 items. Employee add, we have these, we have the name, surname, work hour, ID, exactly what I said in employee class. We list the members here, but in the user interface, I mean. I talked about it. This is for add, if we want to add the new data. And this is the list. It lists what we have, what we saved in our database. And this is the menu, what we have. For example, this is the system, this is the employee, we can add it, we can list it. This is customer, we can list it, we can add it. This is the payment, we can add it, we can list it. For the part, again, it's the same format, but I try to just explain it so quick because, as I said, I have the problem with the software, so I cannot make it so long because it cut it. And I think it's the 5th time I'm recording my video, so I have to just focus on the important things. So here, as you can see, I imported some from the library. It has some private members in the part class, ID, part name, price. We use pointers to reference to the private members we have. We actually set some random examples to the ID, to the part name, price. We get the ID, we return it. We set the ID that we got a little bit earlier, and we use this pointer to this. Get part name, return it, set part name, and this is this dot part name, and this is get price, and this is set price. Okay, so here again for the add employee, this is the image actually I used, and just let me close the window, it's too much, it's confusing. Okay, this is customer. For example, this is customer.java. Again, it is the class named customer. It has some members, private members, as you can see, customer ID, address, name. It's just easy, it's just the same steps I already explained. And we get the ID, we set it, we get the address, we set it, we get the name, we set it, we get, and just that. And it has 3 private members we listed here under the customer class. We write it here because user should enter first, and we try to make the array list as I explained the purpose of that earlier in 2 slides earlier. I just try to make some random example like this. And one more thing I can say is about we have to put add, edit, and delete here, and I already talked about them in the employee part. So this is the pictures, actually these are the pictures. So the next one is payment. The payment, again, this is the class we have, these are the members we have. For example, amount paid, we get it, we set it. After getting, it's important to return it. Sometimes it's forgettable, we might forget. For the date, we get it, we return it, then we set it. We use pointer. For the ID, we actually get it, we return it, and again we set it. And this is the payments that we have to use pointers, and these are 3 these are 3 properties, arguments we have that we have to use inside the class. And this is what we have to make the array list. It keeps more than one data. We test it. I just put some random example. It can be anything, it can be, I don't know, it can be anything. 10, it depends. So then we use catch an error. If something unusual happens, so we can debug it earlier and easier. So we have add, we have edit, we have delete. I already talked about them in the employee part. And that's it for GUI. I think I have to close it before I make it longer, before it cut it. Okay, thank you and best of luck.